Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being C3AI customers. Thank you for being C3AI partners. Tom showcased our focus on customer success and customer priorities, and how that feeds into the development and execution of the C3AI product roadmap. I'd love to take you through a deeper dive. Now, each one of you, as leaders of large, complex, global organizations, is looking to increase shareholder value year over year, manage complex supply chains, increase sales through omni-channel distribution, expand margins and increase customer engagement, and respond to geopolitical risks, plan for resiliencies as trade wars heat up. These are continuous problems, but they don't have enduring solutions. The future is predictive. The future is agentic. The future is transformative. And the winners will be deploying AI at scale across their business. C3AI has 15 years of experience in developing and deploying enterprise AI at rapid speed and at massive scale. And we know the most effective way to deploy AI is through turnkey and configurable enterprise AI applications that interoperate and abstract away all of the complexity of data, of systems, of tools, of algorithms, and security requirements. We've invested over $3 billion in the C3 Agentic AI platform to solve the technical challenges so that you don't have to. We've solved omnimodal data integration and persistence. We've solved enterprise-grade security and multi-cloud deployment. We've solved fully composable AI machine learning pipelines and complex business workflows. And we've harnessed language models and agents to deliver the first enterprise agentic orchestration platform. In the last year, we've added application and platform agents, delivered a large language model inference service, and launched developer assistance. You're going to hear a lot more about our agentic AI innovations tomorrow from my colleague, Nikhil Krishnan. But taken together, these innovations are there to help you and your teams build, deploy, and capture value from applications faster and easier. With the C3 Agentic AI platform, we've built a comprehensive set of pre-built AI applications and application suites. Now, these are not simply an ontology with a bunch of tools to custom build the software. These are comprehensive applications with pre-built data pipelines, industry object models, AI and machine learning algorithms, and sophisticated user workflows to deliver high-value use cases for your businesses. Now, there are two powerful and unique benefits to the C3 AI approach. First, you get valuable upgrades as we continuously improve the products. No more management of customizations and refactoring work as technology evolves. Second, your business's secret sauce runs seamlessly as extensions of our applications, but they remain your IP. It's the best of the market, plus your competitive differentiation, all in one. And that's why our customers use C3 AI applications and suites to capture substantial value at scale and in production. Value across supply chain, asset performance, sustainability, CRM, financial services, defense and intelligence, state and local government, and more. And throughout the conference, you're going to hear from our customers on this stage in the breakouts about how they deploy C3 AI applications and gain massive value. And we continue to invest in these workflow-capable AI applications so that you can capture value fast. You're going to hear from the product teams in the AI marketplace and other. But today, I'm excited to announce a series of game-changing capabilities to the C3 Agentic AI platform and AI applications. These investments span 4 major areas: Agentic AI Everywhere, Data Fusion, Developer Hub, and AI Vision. With C3 Agentic AI Everywhere, you have AI agents and tools available to you throughout and within every C3 AI application and the C3 AI Studio, which is the visual development interface. For example, in the studio, a developer wants to know something simple about their deployed application. Is it healthy? They ask a question to the agent, and it understands the underlying application, performance data, and highlights some recent errors to the user. It takes them directly to the detail page to manage them. The errors are automatically grouped and summarized, and C3 Agentic AI helps the user manage and resolve them. Select the first one, and not only do I receive the known issues, but also the reasoning and documentation and examples to recommend the right resolution for me to take. This is a huge help. It's going to significantly boost productivity and efficiency. With C3 Agentic AI everywhere, we're orchestrating and reasoning across C3 applications and capabilities to deliver fast, efficient, and reliable insights and actions. And you'll see similar workflows across all of our applications. With C3 AI Data Fusion, we're dramatically simplifying the data integration and modeling experience with visual representations and graphical designers. Data engineers, data scientists, application developers can easily create unified, federated representations of structured and unstructured data. They select and correlate and transform enterprise and external data with an intuitive interface, all while maintaining full lineage and governance throughout. From the visual canvas, I can add data sources from pre-built libraries and connectors, navigate my data, access and navigate my tables, automatically infer data schemas, and select my outputs in the C3 AI data model. Then the transformation uses auto mapping, so I don't have to write any code to connect my data. I trace the lineage of each output, which ensures trust and auditability. I do this for all of my data pipelines, and I ensure and access the full lineage of the object model in a visual canvas where I create extensions of those same objects and even create new relationships between them. AI applications development is seamless, intuitive, and exponentially faster. With C3 AI Developer Hub, we're delivering world-class training, documentation, and code assistance. The new training experience in C3 AI Academy is more intuitive, it is task-based, and more modular. Documentation has been completely reimagined to be available in context wherever you are in an application and a tool with a new information hierarchy with extensive examples enabling far more efficient development and troubleshooting. And we're also launching a coding agent called the C3 AI Code Assistant, available in the C3 AI community and all C3 AI developer tools. The Code Assistant writes C3 AI code, provides all the necessary documentation, and guides your application development. Many of you have actually had this as beta customers. And then since the last few months, C3 AI Code Assistant has already delivered nearly 1 million lines of ready-to-use code and solved thousands of community posts for our customers, partners, and engineers. With C3 AI Developer Hub, we're accelerating configuration and increasing productivity. Now with AI Vision, we are delivering a revolutionary new interface, visualizing assets and business processes as high-fidelity and interactive 3D models. With C3 AI Vision, you can now engage with your entire facility through a 3D interactive user experience. Imagine you operate an ethylene production facility, and you use C3 AI Reliability for predictive maintenance. Your virtual facility is represented. You can navigate around and see open alerts. As you add new equipment to your physical facility, you can also add their respective virtual 3D representations. We see a heat exchanger doesn't have a model assigned. We can access millions of out-of-the-box C3 AI 3D models, explore and search for the heat exchanger of the best representation, interact with it, and ultimately add it to my application. I'm taken back to my virtual facility, and I can place it in its appropriate facility location. Then I can go back and review all of my open alerts in visual context. I see a pump that's at risk of failure. I can understand where it exists in the process unit, in the facility, understand the greatest risk, where I can access it, and then to dive further into the specific alert and what to do, I can go into the pump itself and now understand all of the individual components within it, as well as understand individual parts that need to be replaced, highlighted for me from both the AI models and then visually represented for me to then support my case management workflow all in one visual plane. Now with C3 AI Vision, we're improving your decision making and increasing efficiency. So as you can see, we're making major investments in agentic AI everywhere, data fusion, developer hub, and AI vision. And for the features I just showed, we're making early access available in May. We'd love for you to access them. We'd love for you to test them. And we'd love your feedback. But you asked for even more. We're accelerating our investments in these areas. Again, the future is predictive. The future is agentic. So let's take a look how every enterprise will operate. Imagine you work at Acme, a fictitious multi-billion-dollar apparel company with global operations. They sell through multiple channels, physical stores, e-commerce, specialty retailers, department stores. Some products sell year-round, others are seasonal. Production is contracted from third parties. And Acme's supply chain team is constantly trying to figure out how much inventory to produce, where to place it, which suppliers and third-party distributors to use. And ultimately, they want to maximize sales. They want to minimize costs, and they want to deliver fast. So their supply chain team is constantly looking to update their long-horizon plans while also responding to near-term disruptions. But this isn't easy. Their data are in silos. Their tools are point solutions with suboptimal logic. And the process is slow and labor-intensive. Does that sound familiar? Trying to undertake Acme's supply chain challenge and solve it the traditional way would likely involve data consolidation, a massive undertaking, building and managing brittle, custom, and siloed AI software that doesn't interoperate. Multiple years later, they'd be down the line, probably sunk hundreds of millions of dollars. They're using outdated technologies at that point, and maybe they haven't really solved anything at scale in production. But with the C3 Agentic AI platform, with the C3 AI applications, Acme's supply chain teams can configure, deploy, and capture value in weeks, not years, underpinned by our advancements in Agentic AI everywhere, data fusion, developer hub, and AI vision. Let's take a look and see how easy it is. I'm a developer at Acme. I start by opening the C3 AI Studio, which is my control plane and development interface. It enables immediate productivity with documentation and training. It accelerates my development with access to C3 AI's pre-built library of applications, of industry object models to help solve specific problems, including Acme's supply chain challenges. And embedded in every product on the right side is Studio, an AI agent that guides my work. The AI agent has full context of my role and the problems I'm trying to solve. And if I want to increase order fulfillment speed, it knows the best thing for me to start with is this C3 AI supply chain application. I launch the application, and it sets up my development environment, makes the application ready for me, and I can see the configuration of what I need to do next. I need to focus on data fusion, machine learning, the user interface, and then ultimately production deployment. And it looks like I need to start with data fusion. So I open my visual canvas of the application object model, and this is where you see hundreds of objects representing data integration and business processes, but also machine learning and the user interface. All pre-built, all connected, and all configurable. C3 AI also offers out-of-the-box external data sources to contextualize my business with data from the real world, weather, traffic, financial metrics. And the C3 AI agent recommends that the data most relevant for my use case is real-time port congestion data. Great. Let's not only add it, but let's see how it augments my object model with external data and pre-configured machine learning features. This is a high-value benefit. It would have been non-trivial to add this otherwise. But with C3 AI, we're adding it with just one click. So I'm ready to connect my sources. I ask, what should I do first to connect my data? The agent walks me through the visual data fusion workflow and prompts me to integrate sales orders, facility, item data, inventory, shipments, and suppliers. For each, I see lineage between my sources on the left that I need to add and the application object model on the right. It's a great starting point. So let's start with the first one. C3 Agent tells me to add my sources for sales orders, but not to worry about overlaps in systems, not to worry about all the data gaps. We're going to review those and manage them with automated transformations afterwards. So with C3 Data Fusion Agentic AI, I'm saving a lot of time in handling and unifying these data. Let's add a source. I've got access to hundreds of C3 AI's connectors to my data. I select my SAP table. I put in my system credentials. I select the sales order table specifically, and there we go. We've gotten started. I also know I need to add another SAP instance because, of course, I have another SAP instance. I've also got an Oracle instance, so let's go ahead and add those. And the agent automatically then, when I'm done, analyzes those sources. It recommends a series of transformation steps for me to get those data into the application object model. That is a massive time saver. To get a unified data set from disparate systems. Let's create those transformations. Even more powerfully, even with all of the automation, there is no black box. I can introspect each transformation, review what it's doing, and I see here my SAP tables on the left, the applied transformations in the middle, and then the outputs on the right. I can also see how it transforms specific rows of data, so I can ensure traceability. I can visually identify those transformations, and it looks really good. So let's go back and complete the rest of the data source connections. Fast forward, I've connected my other data for facilities, for items, for suppliers, shipments and sales orders. And now I can go back to my checklist. That was fast. So data fusion is complete. What's next? Looks like it's machine learning. I need to select and train models. Now, there are dozens of out-of-the-box AI models for my supply chain use cases. And the C3 Agent recommends that we start with a delivery prediction model. Let's do that. Now, the model is not just an algorithm, right? It has all of the data pre-processing, post-processing, evaluation steps needed for predicting delivery timelines, but also saving and managing those predictions and experiments inside of the application object model. This is another huge time saver for me, but it also ensures that I have auditable traceability to manage all models. And even in configuring the ML pipeline, the C3 Agent notices that my data is spotty from 2015 to 2017. And it recommends maybe we start training at 2017 onward. I didn't even know that. That's really cool. It's a good plan. Let's do it. So let's train the data. Let's perform the model experiments. Let's review the results. They look good. And now I've saved a ton of time in productionization, the data reviews, and now the deployment is much simpler. So we finished and the machine learning is done. Let's go back to our checklist. What's next? Now I need to configure the user interface. So what I want to do is preview the application, make sure the screens have the right information and workflows that meet my business users' need. I want to do some extension, some configuration. And the application's populated with my data. Monthly sales volumes, year-over-year sales, and even demand forecast accuracy from models that have been just deployed. And the map visualizes my entire supply chain, my stores, my distribution centers, my logistics, providing me with a view I've never had before. C3 Agent says, do you want to make any changes? You know, actually, I know my business users want to see store-by-store comparisons, so I say, add the worst-performing stores. The C3 Agent reasons on my request, it understands the data available, it retrieves the visualization library, and auto-constructs a change to my page to put a bar chart of the 10 worst-performing stores year over year, all without me writing a single line of code. Great, this looks good. I'm going to finish the user interface configuration and go back. Looks like my checklist is complete, and it prompts me to deploy into production. As an Acme developer, what was I just able to accomplish? I started with a business problem. The C3 agent guided me to the appropriate application, maintained full context, and supported me as I performed the data integration, the machine learning model training, and configured the user interface. This is a game changer. I can build and deploy a rich application rapidly for my business users. Speaking of business users, let's take on the persona of the business user. I'm using the C3 application, supply chain application daily. New data is streaming in, new predictions are being generated. At the top, I see an alert. There's a stockout risk. Increasing demand is leading to new stockouts, but where? It's in the Southeast US. I didn't have to comb through a bunch of spreadsheets to figure this out. I can now see where my greatest risks are today. But we can go further. I ask, what should I do about this? The C3 agent orchestration kicks in and automates data analysis, reasoning, and executes AI and optimization models on my behalf. The applications come out of the box with ML pipelines and optimization capabilities, and the agent works as a layer on top. And it recommends two things. It recommends I update my inventory safety stock levels to proactively get ahead the next 12, 16-week issues. But I also need to resolve the near-term disruptions and update this week's deliveries. Let's start with the first one. I ask, let's review the recommended safety stock changes, assess the improvement and the impact, and then publish it back to my inventory management system. Next step is to address the current stockouts by updating this week's deliveries. Again, the visual map highlights that the most critical areas are here in Florida, and there's a single distribution center that serves multiple stores. So I select it. And here, C3 AI Vision takes me to the distribution center in a virtual and interactive interface that provides me with a real-time indicator of loading progress and expected departure times for trucks ready to roll. The agent recommends that the truck on the right, which leaves a couple hours later, has more room to address more stockouts. To accept that recommendation means I'm going to be able to reduce stockout days by 14 and increase revenue by $42,000. Now that's power. So let's recap. We started with Acme. They have developers who want to build through a faster and guided experience to deploy, configure data integration, machine learning models, and application interfaces with agentic AI, with data fusion, with Developer Hub. And then we saw the end user, the supply chain planner, benefit the organization via orchestration and reasoning and action from the agents to resolve emergent and long horizon issues with C3 agentic AI and AI vision. Now, Acme can quickly deliver on its goals to increase sales, minimize costs, and deliver fast. Acme is fictitious, but real-world problems like Acme's are everywhere, certainly in this room. And they need to be solved with speed, with agility. And that's why we're so heavily invested in the C3 AI product roadmap. These pillars of agentic AI everywhere, and data fusion, and Developer Hub, and AI vision, we believe that this is the future of enterprise software, and we look forward to hearing from you about it. The entire C3 AI product team is here. They're going to be demonstrating applications, the platform, the studio, in the marketplace, in breakouts. I encourage you to come up to us, tell us what you like. Tell us what else we can do for you. Look, I'm really proud of our team. I'm really excited about our products. Last year, C3 AI was named a leader in the most prestigious analyst evaluation in enterprise software, the Forrester Wave on AI/ML platforms.